This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it. I'm recording this actually days later after I recorded this video. Before I get to this video, I just want to say that I left some things out the video. There was some things that I wasn't necessarily as clear as I would have liked to been, in it. In this video, I basically use Hinduism and Christianity as just two examples, and I don't break down everything, because Hinduism, is openly, they use cannabis as a sacrament. But with that being said, I'm going to get right into the video. So in my personal opinion, I feel like every single religion, or I guess major religion, because there are a lot of small religions now, but every single major religion is based off psychoactive plants. Now I know that's kind of a controversial thing to say, and I'm not saying it to irritate anyone, but genuinely, I'm sitting here on some plants, and I'm sitting here thinking I was really sitting here just thinking for a little while, and I've been thinking that I think that all religions are based off of plants, even if they tell you they're not. Because, so Christianity, for example, I don't mean to call Christianity out. It's the first thing that came to mind. So, Christianity, for example, I think there's a lot of psychoactive substances going on here. Now, for example, when the three wise men came and gave Jesus, these three things. They gave him frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Frankincense is, you ingest frankincense. It's an herbal medicine, basically. So is myrrh. Myrrh is also an herbal. It's a resin that I was thinking about getting it just so I can say that I've tried it, but these are substances that you take. Now gold. Most people don't think that gold, they're like, okay, why is, my thought was, why is gold in there? It's like, okay, you eat frankincense for, herbal remedies, myrrh for herbal remedies, and gold, I guess people need, money, whatever, but it's like, it wasn't, in my theory, it wasn't gold, like yellow, gold. It was monoatomic gold. And I honestly think that there's psychoactive substances hidden in all these religions. Another theory that I had while I was doing some research, I was looking at some old pictures, from Bible ages, those type of old pictures, and after using Ormus and after using these things, researching it, I can see that if Ormus was used, it can cause a similar change that psychedelics cause in someone's mind. Now, if it unlocks and opens doorways in your mind, and it was back then, if I'm pretty sure, if you find a gold mine, or you find gold, yellow gold, in the ground, or a gold mine, or if you're digging and whatever, I'm pretty sure, you can find a way to get monoatomic gold. There's a lot of people that were talking about, the alchemists, trying to turn, lead into gold, and it's like, I don't think people, realize that monoatomic gold, was really, it was a thing back then, just as much as gold was a thing. And I think monoatomic gold would have been used, it would have been more valuable to these people back then, it's like, yeah, the rock is shiny, and it's like, hey, I'll trade me 10 corn for this shiny rock, but I think it would make more sense health-wise, mentally, and spiritually, and whatever, for it to be monoatomic gold. And that's what I think manna is. I used to think manna was a mushroom, and it could be a mushroom. It could be that there were many sacraments used, but 100% I definitely think they were also taking mushrooms back then. Some people think that Jesus Christ was a mushroom, and it's like, I'm not going to knock somebody for their belief, because a lot of evidence is matching up to say, holy shit, he might have been a mushroom. But there's also a lot of things saying that he's not. But the fact that Jesus is listed as like one of the sacraments in a way, you know what I mean? It's like, the mushrooms I could see being a sacrament, and him, if we ingest the sacrament, maybe we will be ingesting, the body of Christ. And maybe it's not his literal body. Maybe Christ literally was a man. I'm not saying Jesus was the mushroom, but maybe Jesus was just eating mushrooms. I think that the churches and the Vatican, I think the Pope, I think all these people are hiding something. I think they're hiding a lot more than something. I think they're hiding a lot. I think they're hiding mushrooms. I think they're hiding ormus. I think they're possibly hiding a few other plants. Because Hinduism, for example, I follow a lot of Hinduism. I guess ways, you know what I mean? I've researched it. I kind of I dig the I guess teachings of Hinduism, and even the how they say the universe was created. The way Hindus describe things, it almost reminds me of like my DMT experiences, where it's like I've met all these different beings and all these different beings that are made of light, and they all are different forms, all different vibes, all different whatever, and kind of like there's many entities in the Hindu religion, but I honestly think Hinduism is hiding a plant, and the plant that I think Hinduism is hiding is blue lotus. Not just blue lotus, red lotus, white lotus, the lotuses. I think that they are hiding the fact that they used to be ingested, they used to be used, not just as a symbol. If you ask somebody who practices Hinduism like now, they would say that, the lotus flower is just a symbol, the lotus flower is grace, and how it grows in mucky, dirty waters, and it comes out, and it's just beautiful, as it's like symbolism. And to be quite frank and bluntly honest, I call BS on that. From literally experiencing the lotus, like I've taken white lotus, blue lotus, I've taken blue lotus, I've taken blue water lily, I've taken like every lotus and lily that that is psychoactive, that contains nuciferin and aporphine and a few other molecules, but it's like these things induce meditation. If you ingest the lotus flower, you can see why Hinduism kind of went the way it did. If a culture, if a group of people were all taking this flower, and I can see them making a group or a religion that would form into Hinduism, because I've met entities just on Lotus, Lotus for me, like, really makes me want to meditate. Like, the main thing I really want to do when I'm just on the lotuses is meditate. The difference between the lily and the lotus is the lily doesn't necessarily make me want to meditate. It more gives me a little more energy and social, it's a social thing. And it's very psychoactive and like a hypnotic, psychedelic-ish type thing. That's why I can see it being a sacrament easily. I can see that, the Hindus would probably use that as their sacrament, and then, somebody somewhere was like, yeah, no more taking this, we're just going to use it as a symbol. And I don't know what people's deal is with Mother Nature, but she hasn't done anything to you, but give you life and support you and be there for you and let you live on her and, let you learn from her. These things are our teachers, and yet all these, things kind of demonize taking them and ingesting them and using them. It's like they're okay by using it as symbolism, but it's completely wrong if, you want to use it, to, I guess, enhance your spiritual growth. I honestly feel like plants are like, they're teachers, and what do they teach? I think they teach life. I think they teach death. I think they teach, consciousness and, the expansion of the mind and, solitude. I think they teach teach you to be humble. I think they teach you to be empathetic and to feel more and to care more about the people that you don't even know. I can see that if somebody was taking a plant, like lotus or, you know, I can, or psychedelics, you know, mushrooms, or, you know, ayahuasca, or I can see that these would end up creating religions. This is why religion exists. And somewhere down the line, religion got kind of sidetracked. Something happened somewhere down the line. Religion got sidetracked. Almost all religions got sidetracked somewhere down the line. It's like you can, it's, I guess it's the same reason why I don't really want to start a religion. Like, I've thought about it many times. Like, yeah, I should probably start a religion. That'd be dope. Like, it's, you know, you can start a religion if there's enough people to follow it, and you do the paperwork and do all the things you know what you need to do, then, you know, it can happen. But, you know, I've thought to myself, I don't want it to, you know, the values of the thing that I'm trying to start change as time goes on, because after I'm dead, it's out of my hands, you know? And that's the problem with religion. It gets out of the people's hands who created it. And sometimes the people that created some things, you know, don't have the right intentions. Because really, religions are just messengers. They're just middlemen. They're just middlemen to the Creator, middlemen to God. And, you know, that's why I really love shamanism. That's why I really love the way the Native Americans kind of look, you know, at the Creator, and, you know, use these plants and connect with Mother Nature and connect with the universe. Because to them, it's not just about, you know, God. You know, it's about the plants, the earth, Mother Nature. It's also about, you know, the Creator, you know, the Almighty, the Great Spirit. But, like, I just think that somewhere down the line, things got kind of messed up. And now with the whole psychedelic type revolution that's going on right now, because it's like the 60s again, like literally, it's like the digital 60s are really about to happen. You know, I literally think that 2020 is going to be like the new 60s. It's going to be like the digital 60s, because we have technology now, and through technology, we've been spreading the message of these plants and these things. We have new ideas, because before, it was completely illegal for me to even mention anything I just mentioned about religion, about, you know, the things that are going on in my mind, because this is what I think, you know, is. But it was kind of illegal to think for yourself back then, and it still is, in a way. You know what I mean? It's still looked down upon. It's still, you know, not encouraged to really think for yourself. Not encouraged. You know, it's just encouraged to, you have these like 5 options of these main religions, and that's all you really get. But now that psychedelics are literally making a comeback, people are able to think for themselves. You know, and it's like, I've noticed now that it's not just psychedelics. It's Mother Nature herself. It's plants. It's the consciousness of the planet. And, you know, the consciousness of the universe. It's your higher self. It is what it is. I think there's a slight issue with people's view on, I guess I'll say it, quote unquote, new age, you know, thinking or whatever. Because honestly, new age thinking, you know, there is no new age thinking. There is just evolving. You know, the things that might have been 60 years ago, damn sure probably aren't the things that are now. You know, and things will change, ideas will change, theories will change. You know, in the next 50 years, maybe they won't be preaching the Big Bang Theory. Maybe they won't be, you know, teaching us all these other things in school. You know, the things they teach us in school will change. The things that, you know, we learn will change. The way that we speak will change. The way that we communicate will change. The way everything changes. And I honestly think that the fact that we're still following books that were written thousands of years ago, and we're not trying to come up with any new ideas, I find that very weird. I find it weird that we have technology where I can record this and I can talk to people through the internet. You know, I can have friends on the internet that I've never even met in real life before that live on the complete opposite end of the world. And it's like, you know, that's possible. But it's like, I find it weird that we evolve technology, we evolve everything, but we're not evolving our mind. We're not evolving, you know, the way that we think. We're not evolving these old ways that have been for thousands of years. We're not even questioning it. We're not even thinking like, holy shit, this happened thousands of years ago. And it's like, no offense to, like, I don't take the Bible literally, and if I do, I take it as more of a book of trip reports, a book of, people that were on substances that it was left out that they took substances. It'd be like somebody, literally watching my videos and me leaving out the whole fact that I use substances. So imagine watching my videos and everything that I've talked about light beings that I've seen and all these, interdimensional travel and all that. If I said all this without any substances, and, that'd be like what the Bible is, or that'd be like what a lot of these stories are, or a lot of these ideas of the universe, because even Hinduism, these ideas had to have come from something. They had to have come from something. And I think that something is, obviously, if you've taken a psychedelic and you've dived deep enough, then I'm pretty sure you know that what that something is. That something is that world, the other dimensions that exist, the other, the other side of reality that we just keep avoiding, that we're not looking at, that, I don't know, that they keep trying to hide from us. That's the only issue I have with religions, is that they try to hide it from us. There are a lot of newer religions that are coming out, that might end up taking over, like for real, like the OMS, I still haven't done enough digging really in the OMS to completely just say, yeah, I'm going to join the OMS, but I think that there's some, a great possibility with the OMS. I think there's a great possibility. There's a lot of new religions forming, a lot of new people that have, what most people would say the New Age thinking, but it's like, it's not New Age thinking, it's just evolved way of thinking, and we have to come up with something different, because what was and what we're doing isn't working, obviously. It's not working, and obviously religion, just seems to separate more than it brings together, and obviously, I've seen this meme that it's like there's like 500,000, I might be a little off on the numbers on this one, but it was roughly around, there's like 500,000 to 700,000 churches throughout America, and there's 300,000 homeless people in America. So why is there homeless people in America? It's like, it's just, this is the, I don't know. I just don't agree with the fact that things can change as the religion starts, and the people who starts the religion might not have a good idea. So that's why I really subscribe to like the Native American religions, because it's not necessarily based on the man. I guess the shaman in a way, but the shaman gets his answers from Mother Nature, and he's telling you, where they're getting their answers from. That you could take the substance yourself and learn directly from the thing you would call your creator. But I don't know why. I just went on a tangent about religion, and I don't know. I've never really talked about religion because I know it's like a controversial topic, and I don't whatever. But I'm pretty herbed right now, and I was just connecting with these plants, and I was thinking and deep thought, and yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. And, if you're religious, I used to be religious too. I went to a Catholic school. My family's religious, and, I went to a Catholic school until 3rd grade, and then it got too expensive. But like, still, I was like drilled religion at a young age. Like, when I was in that Catholic school, every single Wednesday, we went to church inside of the school. And a Wednesday was based on just learning the Bible, and learning these stories, and learning the things like whatever. And this was at a very young age, so I know what that can do basically, and I've seen it. I've been there. I've done that. But I've also researched Buddhism and Jewish and Islam and Hinduism, and like I've researched a lot of these things already. I think everyone's right, and I think everyone's wrong. I think no one's necessarily completely wrong, because it's not a matter of right and wrong. It's just a matter that, like, The one I feel like religion that would probably work best and that would help and that would actually be open to hearing other people's ideas is shamanism. And it's the only religion that is not looked at as a real religion. It's not looked at like a real serious religion. And, I don't know why. Maybe because they don't hide the fact that, yeah, our religion comes from, plants, substances, Mother Ayahuasca, the consciousness of the universe. We can connect to our creator. But I'm going to get going. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys another time. Peace.